What is this concept of God as a mother? What is this concept of God as the divine feminine?
Even when I'm just driving or walking, I'm always talking to the divine God. I always say, Amma, please let there be no traffic. Spirituality is very different, Kadambari. It's just about love. That's it. Why would you go and ask your son, you know what, today you need to fast to please me? As a mother, you would never say that. So, how can the divine mother do that?
This is the third time I've heard you say Amma or her or the divine mother.
When I call out to Amma, it is very apt. A child would be more attached to the mother because the mother is the one who nurtures the child.
My guest today is someone who, to my mind, lives and breathes spirituality. From the age of 5, her calling has been to inquire into the nature of the divine and the aspect of our lives that are deeper than what meets the eye. While she studied hotel management, she was always a spiritual healer, a coach, and a guide to many along the way. Tarot, spiritual pregnancy, knowledge of the Vedas and Upanishads, these are just some of the things that she's delved into over the years. And in each of these domains, she brings a lot of context and meaning, which are really relevant to our busy lives today. Another topic that's extremely close to my heart, I'm all excited about today's chat. So join me in welcoming Dr. Rakshita Satishchandra.
Let me start by asking you. You did an MBA, you studied hospitality, and you were working in the hospitality sector, right? Now, as a professional, what was it that made you choose a life of spirituality and choose a life of coaching and helping and guiding other people in terms of, their spiritual journey over doing something that, we might consider a more regular career choice? What was it about you and about life, about your experiences that made you make these decisions?
Yeah, I enjoyed my career. I was in the hospitality field for about 6 odd years, and I really enjoyed my career. But my spiritual journey started at the very tender age of 5. I asked so many people around me, where is God? Who is God? I didn't understand. So I didn't get an appropriate answer. And since then, I've started studying, reading, attending so many seminars, classes, so many things where I started my spiritual journey. And once I started working, what happened was, on a day to day basis, since I would meet a lot of people because I was in the hospitality field, um, I would encounter repeated problems.
Mhm.
And, and the most common ones were mental health, that is, depression, panic attacks, could not sleep in the nights, the same kind of patterns. And the others was, the rise in divorce rates, separations, relationship problems, you know. So somewhere I was like, okay, I worked enough. So let me do something which will help somebody. And also, it's my passion. I love to talk about spirituality. I love to talk about what is reality of life. So let me just do that. So that's when I started.
So, from the time you were this 5-year-old girl with this conviction,
Hmm.
um, till when you were following a professional stream, etc., and you decided to move towards spirituality full time, what was the journey like in between?
The journey was not easy, Kadambri, if I have to say. I did go through a lot of ups and downs in life and a lot of lows, I would say, when it came to my health and relationships, a lot of lows. But at no point, I would sit and cry. I would always understand. I had an understanding, that everything happens for a reason and nothing is just out in the air. It just doesn't happen just like that. Okay, it happens. There is a thread connected. And I would accept it, saying that, yeah, it's happened. Next, what is the step that I need to take? What is my understanding? And when I started doing that, I started growing out of that problem. Okay, so sulking was never a part of my life. And I had problems. It's not like I didn't have. I was faced with a lot of health problems. And at that age, to face so many surgeries and health problems is kind of depressing for a lot of people.
And this is through your teenage years or
Yeah,
growing up or
from my childhood.
onwards?
Yes.
Oh,
So at every stage, I've never sat back and asked, why is this happening to me? Never. I knew this is happening because of a reason, and I need to understand that reason. Even if I don't understand that reason, it's fine. But I just need to accept it wholeheartedly. It's happening to me. Now, what next?
mhm.
Okay. So that gave me a lot of strength. And again, I would do a lot of reading. Why did I have eye related issues? Why did I go through, cataract surgeries at a young age in childhood, where I would be mocked at, made fun of in school
Hmm.
because I would wear those dark glasses and go to school.
Hmm.
So, why? So, it's definitely related to some past life issues.
Hmm.
Okay, we've had multiple past lives, so somewhere it's related. So today I will not know what is that issue, but I definitely know, yes, there was some issue, otherwise that would never happen.
Rakshita, for a child who's growing up with these health problems, right? But at that age, to have that maturity to say, there is something that I need to accept here, because most of us would stop at, why me? Life is unfair, but to have that acceptance, what helped you or who helped you? Were you born into a spiritual family? Was there someone who was guiding you?
Yes, I was born in a spiritual family. My parents are very spiritual, especially especially my dad would sit and talk about a lot of things when I was 5, 6, 7. Somewhere that gave me an interest. And yes, I've been attending a lot of spiritual classes from a very young age.
Okay.
From, I think, from the age of 3 or 4, I remember my parents taking me for those classes, and I've learned the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita and all from a very young age. So yes, that's been my I would say my blood.
Spirituality can seem quite remote to many people. It can also seem like there's a lot to unpack. Where do I begin? How does one start to learn about something like this? And yet, at the core of it, it is really about simplicity. It is really about peace. What does it mean to you? What has it meant to you all these years? What does it mean to you now?
Spirituality is a way of life. Okay, so if you want to lead a blissful, peaceful life, then you need to understand what this life is and why have you come here, who you are. Okay, when you ask yourself these questions and when you seek answers for it, which is already there inside you, then automatically you're already a spiritual person. Okay, you really don't have to study or read anything. You just understand by asking yourself, why have you come here, who are you, and what is your role today for yourself and towards the society. We all come here to have something to do for with others. It's not only you being good, you being healthy, you being wealthy. It's also about giving back to the society.
Would you say spirituality is for everyone? And also, what is its relationship to religion? And does one need to understand the other? Do they need to work together?
In my understanding, spirituality is pure, unconditional love. Spirituality is about no boundaries. Spirituality is free, okay? And religion, there's fear, there is boundaries, okay? There is limitations. And because there is fear, then love somewhere disappears when there is fear,
Hmm.
right? So, according to me, spirituality and religion, I cannot compare.
Really?
Yeah. So it's two ends.
Are you a religious person though? In your life, do the two of them work together?
Okay. I'm a very spiritual person because I feel the connection between me and that supreme being called God. Okay. It's a connection like a parent and a child. For me, if you need help, guidance, just call out, just say, Amma, I need your help. That's it. Okay. But when it comes to religion, yes, I do follow a certain things like, chants, and I know a lot of things like Sri Vidya and, Arka Vidya, and there are a lot of things,
Yeah.
Vedas, and all that come into our Sanatana Dharma.
Right.
Okay, so yes, I've studied all of that. And I do that because I want to stress on this, because I do that for my growth, my personal growth. I chant because I feel good. I feel that vibration. I feel I am rising above the normalcy. Okay, this is not to please God. God has never asked anybody to sit and chant 1,000 chants or fast or uh, you know, have certain mannats. God never asks anything of that sort. He never says that, harm your body and please me. Even when I'm just driving or walking, I'm always talking to the divine God. I always say, Amma, please let there be no traffic. Today I was doing the same thing. Let there be no traffic today because I'm already running late.
Yeah.
So, things like that. So, spirituality is very different, Kadambari. It's just about love. That's it. No God has asked you for anything. It's a relationship like, why would you have a son, Why would you go and ask your son, you know what, today you need to fast to please me? As a mother, you would never say that. So, how can the Divine Mother do that?
This is the third time I've heard you say Amma or her or the Divine Mother. Your, I know that you also mentioned Sri Chakra and Sri Vidya. What is this concept of God as a mother? What is this concept of God as the divine feminine?
See, it's not that I'm gender biased. Uh,
I'm sure.
um, there is a masculine god also and a feminine god also. So in the feminine sector, we have the Shakti energy, which is in our Muladhara, okay, and the masculine energy, that's the Shiva energy, that is in our Sahasrara, okay. So when I call out to Amma, it is very apt. A child would be more attached to the mother because the mother is the one who nurtures the child. I'm not saying father doesn't have a big role, but mother has a bigger role. Okay. And if the child goes through any kind of problems, they first come to the mother and say something. So, I have that special connection with Amma.
Yeah.
I feel she is my mother. I feel I need to run up to her. I feel she has an answer for all my questions. So it's not that the masculine god doesn't have. I do pray to all the masculine gods, all the gurus. Okay. But that little bit of soft corner is definitely towards Amma. Yeah. Even the Trimurtis, that's the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, they have themselves told that, Shakti is more powerful than them, and they have said that even if we get a little bit of dust from Shakti's feet, then we are blessed. Okay. So Shakti is considered there. We have that Shakti energy. We are her children. So, um, we have that energy of unleashing that nurturing Parvati side and unleashing that fearful, transformative Kali side. Okay. So we have that power. So I would suggest that, women should first start respecting themselves and they should understand that they're really powerful.
As someone who's dedicated her life to spirituality, you also guide others on their spiritual journey, right? And for that, I know that you use certain tools, and I'm calling them tools, correct me if I'm wrong, but you use, say, tarot or crystals or chakra reading and perhaps several other things. How do these things work and are they connected to each other? Is understanding one equivalent to unlocking all the rest?
Yeah, definitely they're all interrelated. I use tarot in particular to understand where exactly a person is at a particular time in their life. And yes, I do read the aura, I do read the chakra. So everything is interrelated. And when I read the aura and chakra, I kind of reconfirm with the cards. Okay.
Mhm.
So after that, when a person has a problem, then I need to be able to give a solution also. So I have a variety of solutions like healing. I teach healing. I have spiritual psychology. If they are seekers of spirituality, then I teach Sri Vidya, Sri Chakra, and a lot of other things. So everybody comes to me because they have a problem,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So I need to offer that solution. I can't tell them, yeah, you have a problem. They know they have a problem. So everything is interrelated. They need to come out of the problem. So definitely I give them one or the other solution so that they can fight it out and come out, and they can come out stronger. Crystals are energy, basically, because they are part of nature. They would have got all the five element energies. So our body is made of five elements. So we kind of resonate with crystals and precious gemstones. So when you are having certain problem, like for example a career or a financial problem, then somewhere your manipura is not working well.
How much of your intuition needs to work as well? Because I agree, some of it is science and knowledge and what you have learned, but a lot of it is intuition because it's not everybody who can do this. So what are all the different things that are coming together to help you do this?
Yeah, intuition plays a big role. So I personally, what I would do is before any session or before me even talking to a client, I would ask the divine to talk through me. Shakti energy is inside you in the form of Kundalini. She's sitting inside you. So you just have to ask her to do the work. That's it. When you do that, automatically over a period of time, your intuition works fantastically. So basically, you just know if what the person is talking and what the person is thinking is the same. Are they on the same page? Or is the person thinking something else and talking something else?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they 100% transparent with you? Or are they hiding something from you? A lot of people come to me and say, I have relationship issues and the complete fault is with my husband, but actual situation would be the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So I would upfront tell them, you know what, um, I don't think you're telling the truth. Please be open with me. And then over a period of time, the truth starts coming out. So intuition
Yeah.
plays a big role, and I would give that complete credit to the divine, because I'm a normal human, living a normal, materialistic family life. Sometimes even I can go haywire. Sometimes I can be wrong in my intuitions. So I always ask the divine, please guide me in the right path so that my intuitions are right, so that you're talking to me right. And intuitions are nothing but the divine talking to you.
So when you're talking about intuition and speaking to yourself and speaking to your own intuition and asking the divine to guide you, this is something that anybody can develop, right?
Yeah.
Where does one get started? So supposing there's someone who's come from a background with a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of difficulties for whatever reason, right? And they, at some point, you want to leave that behind. You want to progress, you want to grow, you want to embrace spirituality, let's call it that. How does one get started?
One gets started the day they drop the ego, the day they stop saying, it's me, I did this, you know, and it's not my fault, it's the other person's fault. The day they stop that, the day they say, something has happened in my life, maybe because it's my fault also. Something has happened in my life because of some past pattern, or maybe because of a past life issue. So when they drop their ego and uh, when they become a student themselves, then automatically they get on the spiritual path. Spirituality doesn't come for people who say, I know it all. Because spirituality is a lifelong learning.
Hmm.
It's not like, okay, I've studied so much, now it's enough.
Yeah.
It's not like an MBA degree where you get your certification and that's it. It's a lifelong learning process. So at no point you need to have ego. At no point you can say that I know it all, because there might be 1,000 people who knows 1,000 variety of things more than me. The day you understand that you have a problem and the problem is because of something, you start accepting things.
Yeah.
And when you start accepting things, then you start growing. That's it. There your pattern cuts.
When it comes to a religious practice, right, there are certain rituals that we observe. Now, would you say that there are some rituals that are really charged with spiritual energy? I know that everything has a meaning and a science behind it. Um, would you say that there are some that are more powerful than others?
See, I would say everything has that energy. Even chanting Om in the right way with the right conviction has that energy. Okay. But it's basically like, how educated a first standard child is and how educated a PhD holder is. So, obviously, when you start learning more, then the energy will be more. So, for example, when you understand Sri Chakra, that is something where I feel it's the most energetic and the most powerful thing. When you understand Sri Chakra in reality, in actuality, because there is a lot of things which are not true going going around about Sri Chakra. Okay, so when
Such
you
as?
such as you shouldn't keep it at home and pray. A family person cannot pray to Sri Chakra. Um, all this is not true.
Mhm.
Okay, Sri Chakra is inside our body because we are a part of the universe, and Sri Chakra is the universe. Okay, so it's a diagrammatic representation of the entire cosmos, and we are a small part of this cosmos. So Sri Chakra is very powerful because it has everything inside that. Okay, so when you do a Sri Chakra puja, then basically, even without you asking for something, the entire cosmos is coming to play to more and gives you more than what you have ever wished for or wanted in life.
Adi Shankaracharya, when he was an 8-year-old child
Mm.
and he left, to seek the ultimate and to seek the divine, there was a sadhu who met him and said, "Who are you?" And from there we have the Nirvana Shatakam, right, where he says, "I am not the intellect, I'm not the mind, I'm not the ego, but I am eternal conscious bliss."
Our bodies, at the end of our lifetime, uh, we go back to Mother Earth. Okay, we become we become ash and we go back to Mother Earth because we are made of 5 elements. So we go back. Our body is the biggest loan that we've taken, so we have to give it back.
Hmm.
So we go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so our soul, it's called Jivatma. Okay, and that Jivatma is given by Paramatma. So again, it's a loan taken. So one day we merge with the Paramatma. So basically, when our body is not ours, when our soul is not ours, then what is ours? When nothing is ours, the only thing that we carry lifetime after lifetime is our karmas.
Mhm.
So one day there will be a point, the day you understand. Um, I always keep asking the divine that, don't make me do any wrong karma, bad karma, so that nobody should be hurt. And whatever good karma I do, I offer it to you. So my karmas are, kind of balanced. When there is a balance in karmas, then you become one with Paramatma. So basically, you're nothing.
And so, does that also mean that when there is an excess of good karma, that is a balance that you still need to pay off
Yes, you come back again.
to have a great life?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You come back again to have a great life, enjoy life. And again, probably the way you enjoy, we don't know whether you do it the right way or the
Yeah.
wrong way.
Because if you do anything bad, then you got to come back
Yeah.
again for
So
that.
it's a vicious circle. So a wise person would always offer the good to the divine, that it's not because of me. Today I am doing this work, it's definitely not because of me. It's somebody who is sitting behind my head and telling me, okay, talk this, you know, let this podcast be of help to 1,000 people.
In the Tao Te Ching, which is credited to the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, he is known to have said, "When the student is ready, the master appears. But when the student is truly ready, the master disappears." What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's very apt because when the student is ready, then we the master appears in forms of books, people, situations, in many forms. Okay, but when you have really, really learned it all, And when you become the master and you're ready to be a master for somebody else, then your masters disappear. And that happens. And that has happened with me also. So, and the master can be anybody. It can be your maid, it can be a book, it can be a place, it can be anybody who teaches you something where you kind of learn on a daily basis. So, if you're learning on a daily basis, then you're growing. So, when you've learned quite a bit, then yes, then when you are entitled to be a master for somebody else,
Yeah.
then at one point the master disappears. But according to me, Kadambari, you will have a master and you need a master throughout your life. Because in this journey of life, we need that hand holding. And for me, according to me, my guru, my master is the divine, is my Amma, as I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that I would need her throughout my life where I will keep on learning and I should keep on learning. And that's what I tell all my clients that, it's a lifelong journey. So there should never be a point where you will become egoistic and say, I don't need a guru.
Hmm. And the idea of that guru can keep changing, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, it can even be a place.
Yes.
Are there
Yes.
some places that are so spiritually charged that they can change and affect your vibration
Yes, of
for the
course.
for the better?
Yes. Yes. When you go to certain places, you just get an idea. You know what? I think I should start learning this. You know? So that's a master, that's a guru. That place is a guru. So when you go to certain places and it's very, you feel bad for certain people living there, living in that condition or what they're going through in life. So again, you have an idea that, you know what? I think I should help these people. Now, those people become your guru because you've started something which you never thought of, you know?
Yeah.
So, yes, places can be a master, a guru.
Initiation is something that happens to some people, right? There's a mystery around it. There's an aura around it. Um, how does initiation work? Is there a right place, a right time to do this? Is there a right person to do this for? And then what happens once you've been initiated?
Um, Initiations in layman language is introduction to something. Okay. So basically, initiation come to people when the divine has chosen that person ready for certain knowledge. So that kind of choosing, the choice, um, I can't do, and even you wouldn't do if you want to, if you want to learn something. Okay, so it just happens, and you start off, and you get initiated. So the divine chooses people who are ready for certain things at the right time. And what this right time means is when you have kind of understood and accepted
Hmm.
about your patterns, about your problems, about your life situations, then the time comes for you to grow. That's where people like us come in to initiate you or introduce you to certain things.
And is that the equivalent of when the student is ready, the master
Yeah,
appears?
of course. Yeah.
And what is the what is there any equivalent here with burning karmas? Because we hear about burning your karmas in this lifetime. Does is initiation a step that yes, certain karmas have been burnt, therefore you're ready to take the next step? Is there a connection between the two?
Yes, cutting patterns is burning karmas, right?
Mhm.
So when you kind of see, karmas get burnt the day you understand. It's as simple as that. So when we don't understand and keep asking questions like, why is this happening to me? That means you haven't understood um, from the problems that you've been going through. So the
Mm.
problems keep happening, repeated problems keep happening in your life.
Hmm.
Same thing, okay? It's a pattern. So if a person is going through relationship problem, then that relationship problem will continue. Relationship problem they will have with their fathers, and then it'll pass on to their husbands, with their husbands, then it'll pass on from their husbands to their son.
Yeah.
So it'll keep happening until one day you realize, why is this happening to me? That realization, you burn that karma. That's it.
Hmm.
It's as simple as that. See, spiritual calling happens when you start being conscious. Okay. When you start being conscious of what is happening around, so that is when you start questioning. That is when you start seeking for answers.
The worship of the mother goddess is something that was really widespread in many major world cultures, in the ancient world especially. There was Ishtar in Babylon and Mesopotamia. There was Cybele in Anatolia and in Rome. There was Demeter in Greece, and it kind of goes on and on. But nowhere else was it so strong as it was in India, right? The worship of Shakti, and that has continued. Um, do you think that today influences who we are as a society at a deeper level? Because Indian society, in many ways, today, when you look at it, is extremely patriarchal. But and yet there is this really alive, vibrant, you know, cult of the mother goddess, or there's a Shakta, worshipping practice.
Somewhere we still follow that cultural base of the Vedas and Sanatana Dharma. Even Lord Shiva um, kind of disregarded people who did not hold respect for his wife. So, there, Lord Shiva emphasized on first worshipping Shakti, who is beyond everybody, everything, and then worshipping Shiva. So, in all our ancient, texts, it's mentioned that Shiva without Shakti is Shava,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? So, because of that, and somewhere we've grown up hearing stories or seeing certain, series about these things. So, and this has been kind of consciously or unconsciously induced into us. So, which is why we still have that Shakti culture still going very strong in India. Okay. And why we feel Shakti culture is very strong is, um, another reason is because, um, when we kind of worship Shakti, we somewhere resonate our energy with the mother goddess, because she she is somewhere connected to us as our own mother. Somewhere people understand that concept,
Yeah.
she's our mother. The Devi, goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari, she is seated in the Bindu, which is the center point of the Sri Chakra. And there are various forms of her in the Sri Chakra. I would say even yoginis are a form of her itself. Um, so the entire Shakti energy is in the Sri Chakra. Now, this Shakti energy can be correlated with our human body. Okay. So, from our, to sum it up, I'll take 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, sure. Please take your time.
From the top of our head till our spine
Yeah.
is one part of our body. And then from the spine till the feet is another part. So we are segregated ourselves into two parts.
Mhm.
So, in the same way, a Sri Chakra is also segregated into half. Okay. So, it's the Bhupura, which is our lower part of the body, that is your feet, thighs, and knees.
Right.
And then the three circles. Okay. So, the three circles is the center part of the body. So, like that, and then it is the 16 petals. So, 16 petaled is our near our navel. Okay. And then we come to the 8 petaled lotus. So, like that, it goes on the entire body, then we move on to the Chaturdasha, Antardasha, that is your heart chakra, then your throat chakra, Bahadasha, then your Agna chakra, Antardasha, then your crown chakra, Sahasrara, that's the Bindu. Okay. So, here, basically, your entire body is Sri Chakra. So now, how can we remove Sri Chakra from our body? When people say do not worship Sri Chakra, or don't keep it in the house, or a married person cannot worship the Sri Chakra, then how can we remove this from our body? So, it's a part of us, and we are a part of that.
And is it also so when you go from the bhupuras to the circles to the petals, etc.? Is it also our consciousness that we are, as we go further and further in, we are kind of refining our consciousness? We are leaving behind the negativity. We are, sort of going deeper and deeper into ourselves, into understanding ourselves. Is it mapped that way as well?
Yes, because see, in our lower part, that is in the Mooladhara chakra, is where Kundalini is. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's where the feminine energy is, the Shakti energy is. So, um, this Shakti energy has to rise in order for us to rise our consciousness, kind of change perspective. So, that energy has to rise. So when this starts rising, then automatically we are going closer towards the Bindu, where there's a union between Shiva and Shakti in the Sahasrara. So that's where Tripura Sundari sits, Lalita Tripura Sundari sits. So that's the Bindu. The Sri Chakra is giving you strength to lead your life in such a mannerism where you conquer all the base emotions and go to an emotion where you're absolutely content. And that contentment comes from you accepting everything that comes in your life. And that strength is given by the divine, is given by Devi. The main 10 Dasa Mahavidyas, which is the main part of Sri Chakra Puja. So these goddesses are extremely powerful because one is, yes, they are part of Adi Shakti. Two is they convey a very big message to all of us. So, for example, if I have to talk about Kali, the knowledge about Kali and Tara, they say it is Mahavidya. Okay, to understand about Kali and Tara, it is called as one of the Mahavidyas because beyond that, you don't need to actually understand anything else. That's because we look at the forms of Kali and Tara with fear. Okay, Kali and goddess Tara is a ferocious form of that Parvati. So we often, a lot of people look at these two goddesses with fear. So the day we understand that goddess Kali or Tara, she is that form uh, to protect us. Okay, so where there is fear, love can never be there. So fear and love, they are poles apart. So when you fear about your own mother, then definitely she'll not be a part of your life. It's very simple. When your child fears you, then the child will not be willing to stay with you. When the child knows that in spite of anything, my mother is there at home to protect me, the child will sleep peacefully throughout the night, even if an earthquake is happening outside. Okay, so that's the bond that we need to create. And Kali simply means that she's a goddess for transformation, that consciousness, building of consciousness. So she obviously says that, be that Parvati, but when the time comes, you need to change, you need to unleash that power within you. You need to protect yourself, you need to protect the people around you, and you have that capability. So the day you understand that concept of Kali, then Kali becomes your most loved goddess. You look at her with love, not with fear.
Yeah.
Okay, and the way she's depicted in all the photos and everywhere, it's basically to kind of remove the negativity, the toxicity around us. It's not to kill us, it's not to harm us, you know. So Kali is for that. And Tara, why she's called as a Mahavidya, is because she is again a ferocious form of goddess Parvati. So she is the one who says, remove your ego. Once you remove that, kill your ego within you, and I will help you do that. Once you do that, you have no idea the power within you. It's basically doing deep cleaning of your house. You throw away all the junk, you'll have a lot of space for a lot of new things. So you remove that ego, remove that negativity, then you have a lot of space to attract the positive things in life.
There are, goddesses, certain goddesses, like there is Chinnamasta, there is Dhumavati. These goddesses, if I'm not wrong, you're not supposed to keep their image in your home.
She is a goddess who um, is a widow goddess. In a family house, you know, you are basically praying that part of the goddess
To
who is a
come
widow
alive.
to come alive, to
Okay.
manifest.
Yeah, yeah,
And you don't want that.
yeah.
Okay. But one thing you need to take away from this goddess is detachment. Okay. We need to practice attached detachment here. So we need to be attached. Dhumavati teaches us only detachment. So we need to practice attached detachment. So that's why we don't keep her at home. Okay. So attached detachment means you have your family, do your best, give your 100% without expectations.
Yeah.
That's detachment. The other goddess is Chinnamasta that you mentioned. Chinnamasta is about liberation and courage, where the goddess kinds of gives her own blood to kill the hunger of her friends.
So to nourish others.
Yes, to nourish others. We don't keep her at home because here again, the goddess again says that don't burn yourself for somebody. Nourish yourself and nourish others. One takeaway from this goddess is, you know, there is so much generosity where she slits her own throat to feed her friends.
Right.
So she says, don't be that generous also. Do your bit, but don't kill yourself for that. Because your body is your temple and your life is a gift. So use that first very well. And the way you respect yourself, that's the way people will respect you. So liberation is very important. That courage is very important. To help others is a very big courage. But don't burn yourself. That's the only reason why we don't keep her at home.
Right. And also, speaking of Chinnamasta, right? She is standing on top of a lovemaking couple.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Okay. Very important question. There is something called as the sexual energy, which is extremely important. And there's something called as sexual control. Okay. Now, sexual energy is very, very powerful, and your karmas get transferred between the couple when you are in the act. Okay. That is why in the olden days, they used to get two people married, and then the whole act of sexual energy, sex used to happen. Sexual energy can give you a lot of power depending on whom you're with. If you are with the wrong person, it can really pull you down because you are giving the positivity and taking their negativity, right? So sexual energy is that important. It's as important as any other energy or more important than that. Now sexual control is now in my profession, I meet a lot of clients where they go out of marriage, and enter into other relationships. Your sexual energy should be worth the other person. People have a wonderful relationship, but still they would want some spice in their life. So they go out, So they don't know what damage they're doing to themselves itself. They feel it's nice, it's fun, it's okay. Everybody is doing that these days, but they're creating a lot of damage to themselves. 10 goddesses, they are inside you. Call upon them when you need help.
You also spoke about giving back to society. And I know that you've done a lot of work with different sections of society. And I want to specifically spotlight the work that you've done with sex workers. Now, sex work is something that has existed from the beginning of recorded history. It's almost a given. And yet, it is one of the most traumatic experiences that a human being can go through. And yet, society allows this, and it just perpetuates, right? How did it start? And then what was your experience through all of this?
They've been introduced into it when they were children, and they're forced into it and they don't know anything else and they can't get out of it. That's very, very sad. And I did conduct a few sessions for them, and few of them successfully came out of it, and they're working in respectable jobs today, which is very, very nice, where they wanted to come out of it desperately, and they really, really, they were just waiting for that one person to come and help. Yes, a few of them have come out of it, but still there are millions of them who are still suffering like that. And I would really, really tell everybody that don't mock at them, don't look down upon them, because spiritually also, all of us have gone through many, many lifetimes, has many, many, in many, many roles. We were maids in one lifetime. We were sex workers in one lifetime. We were queens in one lifetime. We were kings. So we've all gone through that. Okay, so today we are well educated people because we've gone through that. We've cut the pattern and we are here today. So
Yeah.
they are in that journey and they will reach our space someday. So don't look down upon them or mock at them or for the decisions that they've taken. Some of them have taken that decision. It's fine. That's their journey,
Sure.
right? So that's one takeaway that I would tell everybody
But what was
because,
the experience like for you? You were a young girl in her
yeah,
early 20s. Um, it couldn't have been an easy thing.
I just went once, but after that, I held sessions outside to whoever wanted to, okay, attend.
Okay.
Um, but it was very traumatic, Kadambari, because I don't know, and I really feel bad for people who are forced to do that job. It is so traumatic. It kind of made me feel 10,000 times grateful for the life that I'm leading, right? And I feel my spiritual journey became stronger after that because I was so grateful. I was so grateful for everything. They don't have parents to guide them. Some parents, some mothers are sex workers themselves. So they don't have proper guidance. They don't have money. They don't have education. Here, we have everything.
But when it comes to, real women in flesh and blood, um, who is that woman who you would say has really inspired you, has been your strength?
There are many, but if I have to just pick one person, it would be Rani Lakshmi Bai. Why I picked her is because um, she was a normal wife, a queen, with all the luxuries. And she was like the divine goddess Parvati, where she had everything, you know. But there was one point in her life where she had to unleash that Kali side of hers, right? And she was a normal woman herself. But how did the Kali side come out? Right? And that side is inside us also. It's just about protecting ourselves, protecting people around us, protecting what is right, and not succumbing to falsehood, succumbing to something that is not right, supporting something which is not right, you know. That is Kali. That's it.
Beautiful. And that image of her adopted son tied to her back when she jumps off the fort with the horse and when she kind of goes on the battlefield, and I think that is something that has stayed in the minds of pretty much everyone in this country, right? we
Yeah.
we can't separate the two.
Even though she lost her own son and she adopted her son, and the way she protected the adopted son just shows the generosity here to, accept everybody, because we are all children of the same mother. So basically we are all linked to her. So when we understand this is the concept that she's teaching. When we understand that, we automatically respect a beggar on the street, a sex worker, and a multimillionaire. We respect them equally.
The way that we end this podcast, as you know, is that we will dress up our guest um, as the woman that they admire. So I can only hope to do justice, but are you ready for this?
Yes, of course. And thank you so much, Kadambari, for inviting me. And I hope um, it would help at least a few, whatever I've spoken.
I think you underestimate yourself. Thank you so much, Rakshita.
Rani Lakshmibai, by all means, was such an amazing woman. She was actually a Maharashtrian Brahmin who got married to the king of Jhansi. So for her dress, got a red paitani sari as a tribute to Rani Lakshmibai's Maharashtrian roots, and then we got a 19th century style blouse tailored for Rakshita with slightly long sleeves and a high neck and a slightly loose fit. We got the waist belt stitched with the Banarasi brocade. We got the arm guard made, and then of course the shield and the sword. For her headgear, which is also very key to her look, we went with a bandhani scarf. Normally you would see her wearing red and red, but here I thought it'll be nice to mix up the colors, so there's a little bit of green, red, and a little bit of pink. Along with that, I kind of added basic accessories. The pearls were very key to all royals, so I did a triple string of pearls and slightly ornate earrings, and that was it. That completed the look.
Rakshita, thank you so much for coming on this podcast, for speaking from the heart. I actually can't thank you enough. And it's one of those situations where I'm running out of words. Like, I don't really know how to put this into words, but thank you. Um, I'm really, really grateful. And it's been wonderful having you on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Kadambari. It's an honor coming here and talking to you. Thank you.